Can get started. If more of you pop on, that's great. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the latest edition in our webinar series. Today's topic is healthcare needs, pre and post-surge solutions for the next normal. My name is Jill Kennedy, and I've been with the sales and marketing teams here at Navitor for the last 14 years. And I'll be joined today by three of our top print experts, Tim Klein, Adam Christensen, and Mark Krall, who'll be sharing some industry knowledge as well as their product expertise with you all. First off, we'll be putting you all on mute to avoid any background noise, but if you have a question, we really do want to hear from you. So please use your chat function to type your questions. We'll be monitoring the feed and watching for them and answering as we go. So please use that function and we're happy to hear from you. Also, this webinar is being recorded and will be available for viewing once it's completed. In today's session, as I mentioned, we'll be focusing on the healthcare industry and talking a little bit about the challenges the industry faces, and in turn offering some products and solutions that can help manage some of the many changes being experienced. During our research, we determined there are 4 major priorities that we'll share with you in more detail. Number 1 is testing and screening. As states, counties, and cities approach their surge, testing and screening sites will be vital to help track and mitigate the outbreak in communities. Number 2 is infection prevention and control. Even though we may all be tired of hearing the words hand sanitizer, face mask, and even flatten the curve, infection prevention and control will most certainly continue to be a part of our everyday lives. Communications and visual alerts. It is vitally important that policy changes and procedures are clearly communicated in the health community and its facilities. Lives depend on it. And number 4, advanced cleaning. More than anything, organizations are seeing dramatic changes to their cleaning procedures and policies. This will most certainly be carried over into our next normal. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to check out the CDC website. It's a really valuable source of information and offers tools and prediction models that can help you assess the needs in your own areas. Having knowledge and forethought of the situation is an important quality to have with your customers. Seeing as healthcare is a very broad industry, today we're breaking it down into 2 categories and their unique needs: hospitals and clinics, and long-term care facilities, also known as communal care, assisted living, congregate care, and so on. To talk more about the needs in hospitals and clinics, I'm going to turn it over to Tim Klein, who's a 20-year veteran of the print industry. Tim?
Thank you, Jill. Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Tim Klein, and I'll talk to you guys about signage, graphics, and everything as it relates to hospitals and clinics. In terms of signage and graphics as it relates to hospitals, we often immediately think of GPOs. So if anybody is familiar with Vizient and Premier, for example, those are very large organizations that work with large hospital systems to increase buying power. But what we're really talking about today is the healthcare environment, in terms of clinics and physicians' offices, the smaller type facilities. So the hospital environment is constantly changing and evolving, and it's affecting clinics and physicians' offices everywhere. So signs and graphics, soft signage, rigid wall signage, and acrylic partitions. So on this slide, you'll see several examples of different types of signage and how it can be very effective and influential for both visitors and patients. A couple things I'd like to point out here in terms of when we talk about rigid signage, you'll see on top of the tabletop there a acrylic partition. So very effective of eliminating germs, being again just that wall of protection against the spread. And then up on the right hand side, up on the wall where it says clinic, that is just a rigid sign that bolts right into the wall. So again, a very informational, directional, and so many uses in terms of what we call rigid signage. Now, in terms of soft signage, you'll see towards the back of the room there, the Featherlight banner that says well-checked visits. So the great thing about signage like that is it's mobile. and very lightweight, so you can move it around after a while. Maybe move it to a different room or outside even as well. So, and then in terms of signage and graphics, you'll see floor graphics on the floor. Again, very impactful, can direct people, can informational, and same with the on the wall and on the windows. You'll see again more information as visitors come in into the facility. So, and again, I don't want to forget about the graphic on the back wall that says "Thank you, essential workers." So again, recognition is very important during these times. So the case study. So this case study focuses on, on ongoing programs. So organizations have to look to create a full ongoing program. It's very important during these times. So the example we have today is a client needed to create a program that included these main objectives: social distancing guidelines, walking/driving traffic flow, and OSHA compliant. So again, in this ever-changing world, we have to keep the information very clear to people, and there's no better way to do it than with the signage that we've talked about and will talk about here moving forward. Across these main areas, elevators and escalators, restrooms, hospital rooms, waiting areas, staff areas, and stations. So again, all areas are impacted. It's not just as you walk in the door and you need to check in. It's every area throughout either the clinic or physician's office that needs to be some sort of communication and information as people move about. So in this particular case study, they wanted us to establish a general prototype mockup and specific guidelines, and the revenue came in at $500,000 to $600,000. Triage stations and testing sites. So again, I want to, very important here is we want to isolate, right? Quick isolation for symptomatic persons. Converting lobbies and entryways to triage and testing for the next 6 to 12 months will allow quick isolation for symptomatic persons. So soft signage, which I covered in the previous slide, are easily repositioned and offer privacy and separation. So again, very multifunctional. Convertible A-frame sandwich boards are easily changeable with updated wayfinding. So the great thing about A-frame sandwich boards is they can be indoors or outdoors. And if you want to change out the signage, it's very cost effective and easy. And then floor decals are the most popular reminders. We see floor decals everywhere we go. Please stand here, please wait here, 6 feet. So again, floor decals are probably one of the most popular type of signage that you will see as you head out into the hospital environment, wherever that may be. So again, soft signage as partitions, A-frames for wayfinding, and floor decals for distancing. Screening, very important. All will go through screening before entering a facility, especially those showing symptoms will need testing. So again, a directional informational signage needed. For speed and simplicity, pre-printed 2 to 4 part forms asking symptoms, medications, self-isolation timelines, travel, quarantine adherence, and contact tracing information. So as you see over on the right-hand side, forms for symptoms and contact tracing. Forms are very important. They will gather and help gather information and help keep the hospital staff very up to date on everything going on. So very important. Colored labels for shirts, post screening with messaging. Cleared, for example, cleared for entry with initials and date. As you can see from the picture there, that label is very easy to see. It has information for the staff of what that particular person is doing or where they've been, or if maybe they need to be seen immediately. And then for screening and testing in a vehicle, using custom Post-it notes on windows for symptomatic questions and direct to separate entrance or parking. So again, you can use something as simple and effective as a Post-it note on a car outside. So maybe physicians or nurses or whoever come out, they see a number on a car. That gives them the information that they need of who's next, or maybe some other valuable information. So visual alerts. Reducing facility risk will have informative messaging pre-surge and more inspirational messaging post-surge. Posters that can be sanitized. It's not a joke. It's we can produce posters that are washable, cleanable, dry erase. Again, making sure that the proper cleaning solutions and such are available. Wall, window, or mirror decals, large and small, reminding with guidelines for wearing masks, general hygiene, and cough etiquette. And then sale signs can be placed outside, guiding to correct parking or entrances. So again, very wide range of signage here, options that all serve a purpose, whether it's directional, informational, and it's all very important in these times. A great, so minimize exposure. So here you see designated spaces, advanced cleaning, and physical barriers. So designated spaces, eliminate contact within different areas to reduce disease transmission. Again, colored floor decals for area separations, possibly using arrows to direct certain people one way and other people another way. And then matching colored badges for staff, so staff know exactly who is available to talk to and who's around, and possibly where to, like different areas of the hospital, where to direct if things are changing. Advanced cleaning. Through sanitization measures require off hours, time, and access. Publish schedules on door hangers and table tents, and formalize standards with full color forms. Sorry, what is that? My screen kind of. And so again, we're using different types of signage here for scheduling, so people are informed of when things are changing, times, and possible locations. And then physical barriers. So I did talk about this earlier. Again, newly engineered products protect frontline employees from exposure. These physical barriers are great because they come in different sizes, shapes. The cutouts on the bottom can be smaller, larger. They can, a lot of customization go on there, and it's great too because you can put decals and other information on there. So if you want to share a message while that person is standing there, they can certainly receive that information as well. So now I'm going to pass it over to Adam Christensen, who has 10 years in the industry, and he will talk to you about long-term care and communal living.
Thanks, Tim. As Tim said there, I'll be talking more about treatment centers, senior living, and elder care. As we know, I mean, it's been tough for people to go to these kind of facilities to see their loved ones and friends. So what we really want to talk about is products and messaging that you're able to present to your customers, just in more of a positive vibe, since the country is starting to reopen, and people are able to see their loved ones. As you can see here with some of the products that we have to offer, the floor decals for social distancing or where they need to stand or fill out their information, banners for welcoming visitors in or new recreation times or rules that are going on, as well as acrylic barriers that can be custom designed with decals on there, as well as brochures and letterheads and posters that can be all sanitized and reused to make sure that no one is passing germs along. With this case study, we did have someone bring in a hand sanitizer label they were looking for, with larger programs, the distributor client realized that they needed to provide sanitizer bottles to each resident. Obviously, that's been a huge thing. We've heard a lot of distributors looking for sanitizer bottles or any kind of sanitization that they need to provide to their customers. They want large, clear typeface on each bottle and would be a part of a larger gift for each resident as their facility updated sanitization procedures. Yet again, with the revenue of this one, it was about $200 order, but they are expecting it to be around a $5,000 to $6,000 program. That's actually just net. So just think of the margin that you could put in for those to make a good profit off of you guys, obviously, as you guys are rebuilding your companies. But it is a great item for them to use, sanitization labels for branding and getting a message across that you want to keep your environment clean no matter where you are. Infection control and infection prevention and control. Stock rooms with supplies that need hand hygienes and masks as residents start to move about again. Utilize blue hues for clearest and most visible messaging at most. Labels for hand sanitizers common. Posters with large clear text using sanitizable paper, and include these in your routine cleaning. The big thing with the posters that Navitor is actually offering now is synthetic stock. So it can be cleaned off with a sanitized bottle or anything like that, and it won't ruin the paper or the image whatsoever. Floor decals are the huge thing too. So floor decals throughout the facility, color coded to designate spacing for symptomatic residents or just visitors coming in on where they need to stand when they see their visitors, or filling out any information that they need to use. And then acrylic partitions for reception and nursing stations. We're seeing these everywhere, but these are huge in the community living living areas, just because it's not only the residents that we need to keep, or that you need to keep safe, it's the employees and everyone else that's working there. Personal communication. While printed communications need to be informative, it is also critical for future of your organization to position yourself as capable, safe, and caring. That's the big thing now. Like I said earlier, we want to be spinning positive vibes off for these people that are living in these facilities or visitors that are coming in. Letterhead, sharing policies and new capabilities for video conferencing. Brochures dedicated to the new ways of fun, whether that's recreational or just like physical therapy and everything like that, getting them back moving, but in a new way that they need to go through procedures. And then retractable banners for schedules for whether it's a party going on or dinners or anything like that are a huge thing, especially outside in the reception area. The one thing I did want to point out with this one is, I mean, large fonts, we've brought that up before. We want to make sure that everything is standing out. You don't want anyone to be, or you don't want the visitors or the residents missing any information. So you do want to have some large fonts out there to make sure that it is eye-catching, along with colors and branding and everything like that. Definitely help out with those products. And environmental cleaning. Prominently post your sanitization procedures for the comfort and awareness of your staff and residents. Removable decals that go inside the doors for cleaning schedules and new procedures. Decals are huge for that. Magnets on nursing carts and residents' refrigerators, showing that instructions on how to clean or keep up to date and keep everything sanitized. And then also safety seals to show that the room has been cleaned. It also shows that that no one else has entered that room since that room has been cleaned. You can put that on the front of the door, and it won't be sealed off, or the seal won't come off until that person, that resident, is in the room. We also have these as removable decals, so the next time that the cleaning staff comes in, they're able to remove that decal off the wall without damaging any of the paint or the wall itself, and then can apply a new seal to it if needed. And coming back together, I mean, visitors, country is starting to reopening partially right now, but eventually it will be fully open. But there are new procedures that need to be followed. But these are great ways that we're able to do this for you guys, or great products that we have to offer for you. Dining halls to celebrate solely opening dining services, removable decals for seat table that are opened or closed. Post a note showing that, hey, this table has been sanitized after the last person left, so there should be no issues for you guys to sit down and enjoy your meal, as well as like Tim had mentioned, erasable boards for menus and even sanitized synthetic menus too, so they're easily cleaned, so no germs are getting spread. Activity rooms showing labels on sanitized stations outside each common room for residents' safety reminders, and decals on equipment for supply boxes emphasizing cleaning requirements to the staff. Also, with visitors actually starting to come in, yard signs are great for whether it's directions on where they need to go to see their resident, or just actually spending off motivational phrases. We are getting into the new normal now, so inspirational and motivational phrases are huge, to just give back, to give again, bringing back that positive vibe that, hey, we are starting to get back to some kind of normalcy here, and you're able to see your loved one. We also offer 2 to 4-part forms for visitor screenings, explaining, are they feeling well? Do they have any symptoms? Not going back to not just the residents, but it's the employees as well that they have to keep in mind. So they want to make sure that the people that are coming in, visiting these people, that they are healthy, that there's no symptomatic problems, so another spread doesn't happen within their facility. Now I will pass this along to Mark Krall, who has had 14 years in the print industry, and he will go through the online tools that we have to offer.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Tim. Good morning, everyone. Like all those different products that Adam and Tim kind of covered there are really the tip of the iceberg of all the different products that Navitor does have to offer. Again, those are some of the products that we're seeing more and more coming into our, our production facilities each day. And what I kind of want to cover now is kind of, okay, so now what? So thanks for the ideas, Navitor. Thanks for doing, putting on these webinars. But again, what we're trying to do is provide different tools, the online tools. We have the webinars. We have Navitor.com, which we'll go through here in a little bit, in a second or two, to kind of explain how to order a lot of these different products. Again, we have a special COVID website that kind of gives updates on the pulse of where Navitor is at, and some different resources that we're providing along those lines. And again, also sharing some different media content. So again, the first thing that we have here is our online ordering tools. Again, is Navitor.com. Again, we have the widest offering of product and paper options on the marketplace today. Very, very competitive pricing, very minimal quantities to get your orders started. Again, we have an online price calculator, which I will show here in a little bit, that basically gives you an instant quote on what your product is, and it walks you through each one of the steps. Again, drop ship directly to your customer from our site. And again, you also have direct access to all of the different Navitor companies' catalogs, whether that be LabelWorks, FolderWorks, NSP, or the traditional Navitor. Again, what's really awesome about our website is you don't even really need to know print in order to use our site. We have it; it's very intuitive, and it's very easy to place orders. And again, within that website, we're going to have an area called Sales and Resources, Help and Resources. And within there, you're going to have all kinds of different options to be able to download different sales tools, sales sheets, branded or unbranded. Again, so we have them all provided, so you can put your branding or your customer's branding, whatever it is that may be needed on there. Again, all of this will be able to be referenced later on as well. And again, shareable content. If you're not out on social media, obviously it's huge right now. There's a lot of information being passed around, a lot of it good, some of it bad. But again, Navitor is trying to promote and keep everybody informed with what we're doing, what's going on, new product ideas, whatever it may be. So again, make sure that you come out and follow us on one of those. And again, we make that content easily shareable without having the branding on it. So you can, again, kind of promote to your customers as well. And then last but not least, we do have a COVID-19 special website that will, if we have time here, we'll kind of take a peek at it. But again, like I said earlier, it's kind of gives you some different ideas on different products, as well as, you know, the status and the pulse of how Navitor is doing and what's going on within the company and the industry. So what I'll do now is I'm going to jump over to Navitor.com and give a real quick demo here. Again, we don't have much time, and I want you to be able to get on with your days. But most of you that are using Navitor.com, this page should be very familiar for you. Again, this is your account page, and within here, you're going to have, it's going to list any type of coupons that you're eligible for, any orders that you may have been placed, and again, all kinds of links to different products and different types of resources and tools. Oh, and FYI, right now, anybody on the call or on using Navitor.com, there is 15% off full color standard presentation folders. That's FNB styles. So, but again, so one thing that we want to make sure you understand is, again, our online pricing calculator and our help and resources up here. And I'll walk through the online price calculator real quick, just to show you how easy it is for you to kind of build a product and get pricing right in front of you. So what I'll do is I'll go with a standard. Again, these are all the different products. As you can see, there's a number of them that you're able to get like basically an instant quote on. And I'll start with business cards, because it's a pretty easy product to go through. So I'm going to start my business card product, and now I'm going to go through. And it's going to basically, the drop down is going to give me a list of different options. Well, this time, okay, I'm going to go full color. I want flat ink instead of thermo or raised ink. Square corners are round. I'll stick with square. Horizontal, vertical, one-sided, two-sided. And again, all of the different stock options that you have for this type of product. I'll go with a 14-point C2S, very popular card. Again, as you can see as well down here, your price will change as you change any of these options around. So again, I can go, if I want 1,000 of them, again, your price is going to be updated here. If I switch over to two-sided, go back and get my 14-point C2S, and as you can see, again, the price is changing right before your eyes. And again, that is the price that you will pay, again, excluding shipping. So again, once you have all of these parameters set, and again, it lists everything over here on the right-hand side as well, just to make sure you have all the information you need, and you can go to start your order. And once you go to start your order, the next stop is going to be the configurator, where here you're going to either upload your own artwork, or you can actually go to the advanced toolbar and you can actually typeset or build your own card from scratch. Recommend probably building your own artwork and uploading it. That's probably the easiest way to create a product on our site. So the next area that we would probably want that's going to be really, really important is going to be the help and resources section. And under the help and resources, there's all kinds of different things that Navitor is providing for you, including different tools, different resources, like we were talking about today, the comeback solutions. So if we click on the comeback solutions, it's going to give you some different information about it. And again, our webinars are basically to be following these same topics that you see here. And again, you can download each one of these booklets. Again, we also have the area for welcome back customers, where within here, it's going to give you some different product ideas. Again, large scale messaging, small scale messaging. And if we select one of those, it's going to give you a list of products that we're seeing that are popular in the market right now. Again, obviously announcements and thank yous, appointment cards, door hangers, plastic signs. All of these products are available on Navitor.com for your ordering. And again, we have templates that you can download. We have, again, some design ideas and some product ideas within that. So again, going back to the comeback solutions. Again, there's another section within here, social distancing. So again, it's going to give you some different ideas on different products when it comes to social distancing. An example for the download the booklets. Again, if you click here, it'll bring you to this next page, which is your sales and marketing tools. And again, it has all those booklets listed out. And if you click on those, you can download them. And then again, you can brand them with yourself, and then you can use them for your own needs. Sorry, let this pop up here real quick. I'll just give you an example of like a polling, for polling safety. Again, we're giving you virtual layouts of all the different products and how they can be used within that environment. And so another area within the sales and marketing tools. As you're going to see, like with what we're talking about with this webinar right now, we're going to post all these videos or these recordings, and we're going to also post that you'll find that under sales and marketing tools as well. So view the webinar for Time to Pivot, which we did last week. And then we also have our webinar slides again, so you can download those so you actually have the physical copy of it as well. And again, within that, again, there's just more information and more tools and more sales sheets for you to use. And again, if you have any other ideas or any other products that you're thinking about, reach out to one of us and let us know. And it does look like we are at that 10:30 time, so I apologize. So again, thank you all for showing up and thank you all for participating. And if you do have any questions, please reach out to myself or visit